Okay, in the last class, we talked about, you can see here, these are all the things we are going to discuss now. Today we can finish the P2P cycle. A revision also we'll see, okay, if we get a time. Now, after creating an invoice, validation also we have done. So what we'll do, we'll just talk about class 5. That is, after creating an invoice, we need to do a validation, and then we have to do a create account. Create accounting means here accounting entries will create automatically after running a program. Now you can go to payables responsibility. Yes, please go on mute. Then invoices. The invoice number, whatever is you created, that you have to pick it here. Now go to, I think we have not noted down. We can get it from AP invoices all table. The latest number, we can take it, and from that onwards, we can proceed further. So these are all the recently created, maybe in the classroom we created yesterday, right? I think this is the invoice based on the date. Okay. This is a manual invoice, correct? Take this manual invoice, F11, query. Now, here is the place. Oh, it's a cancelled invoice. Okay. Then quickly I'll create an invoice. I'll make a payment and transfer to the GL. Vision operations. Your supplier site. Your invoice date. Invoice number. Go to lines. You'll have to make sure here the invoice lines amount, distribution amount, everything must be same. This is a manual invoice, guys. People will create manual invoice like this. Save. Then as soon as you create invoice, you have to validate this invoice. Then it's saying needs revalidation because due to the taxation amount here, yesterday also we have seen. Four to five. Save. Now again do the validation. It's validated. Right now you are talking about accounted here. That accounted, you will be able to see it comes under here create accounting. It is a place create accounting. So create accounting, how we can do is same story. Go to workbench. It is this called as a workbench, and you will do a create accounting. There are three modes here. Draft mode, it will create general entries, and we can transfer also to the GL module, and we can post also if we select this third option. There are three options here. Draft, simply it will create a general entries. You will not be able to transfer it to the GL. But here I am making it as a final. It will allow you to transfer the general entries to the GL. This is for posting. See, the name itself it is saying final. Accounting has been successfully created. That created accounting, where can you see is? You can go to view accounting. And here is the place. Debit account. DR means debit account. It comes under item expenses it is. And these are all the taxation comes under liability account. And these are all non-recoverable tax it is. So overall, three accounting classes required here. One is, right, in some cases, you can say accrual account also. And this complete information, this is a OA framework page. It is having a URL here. To identify, these are all stored in which tables. You can go to about this page. Then business component reference details, expand it. And then these are all the accrual lines or anything, whatever you see. These are all the tables here. XLE headers, lines, these are all the tables. If you want to see full information, get details. It looks clumsy here, but still, you just double click on this, then copy, go to the toad. You can open another editor and Shift Control F, formatting. It is aligned properly. Forget about all the columns. You are looking only tables at this moment. So these are all the tables. XLE headers, lines, events, transaction entities. So these are all the tables behind the accounting information. And the join between these two, AE header ID. And these are all joins you can see here only. Somewhere you can check. These are all AE header ID and entity ID, event ID. So everything is here only. Only thing is you should know what are the tables will affect over here at the time of create accounting. These are all the tables. These are all aliases. H is header table, L is line table, E means event table, T means transaction entities. With this alias name it is. Now you need to know here what are the debit accounts and what are the credit accounts. Debit account is what it is. You can see the names I'm saying about. Just go back. Here is the place. Go back. So these are all DR means debit. These are all comes under accounting. Usually BCom, MBA people, they will understand more than us. But you should know only simply name what will affect over here. Okay. So these are all called as accounting entries. Accounting entries. That's it. These are all the names. Debit and DR debit, CR credit. Now the next step will be here is payment. Payment. Why payment is required here is supplier sent us the goods, so we have to make a payment. Okay. Initially we raised a purchase order and they deliver goods and they send a bill also. Bill is called an invoice. Now we need to make a payment to them. That payment may be full payment or partial payment. At a time we may not pay, right? That comes under installment. Go to actions. There is option here. If you are making a full payment, there is a pay in full. Okay. We are making a full payment here. And here is the place. Bank account. There are some setups required for other thing here. disbursement account, and then payment method is check here, payment document number, then save. The moment you click on save, it has to pick invoice details, date, account, these are all. Okay, click on save. Go to actions. There is action, create accounting. Okay, before create accounting, what we will do? We'll check the tables behind this. Okay, so tables are here is only two tables. One is this portion and the other one is this portion. AP checks all. The next one is here is AP invoice payments all. Only two tables. Between these two, join is check ID. Check ID is the join. Now, and this is invoice number, right? There are three tables: invoice table, and one more is AP invoice payments all. And the next thing is what it is? AP checks all. All the three we have to combine. The point here is, so first of all, tell me the table names, guys, online. What are the tables for payment? AP checks all, and one more AP invoice payments all. Now the question is what it is, join between AP invoice and check or payment. So how many tables we have to combine? We have to combine AP invoices all, and one more is AP checks, whatever the two tables here. Three tables we have to combine. Between these two, check ID, and between this table and this table is invoice ID. It's very easy actually. Combining tables is, it's like a cakewalk kind of. Tell me now. Preparing a query from three tables. First of all, two tables only you type it, AP, invoices are AIA, AP, check, AP invoice payments all. Tell me the join. First table primary key, that is obviously invoice ID. Invoice ID is a common column between these two. It's already predefined, guys. We cannot change. And invoice number AIA dot invoice number. Start showing. Fine. Is equal to 4444, is it? Okay. Both are same aliases. I2. That's where a problem here. Now it's showing, correct? Now check number also I need it. Definitely what I need to do, I need to add one more check table, that is AP checks all. Now join condition is also required to add, that is between these two, that is check ID. Right, correct. With typing it will come, don't worry. Hardly we have 6-7 queries here, regularly whatever you use. You can get it from Google if you feel you are lazy. The check number is 36, correct? What is the check number? You have to verify. Cross verification is important after developing. Can you see? Check number. Document number is a check number only. Is that correct? Check number. Guys, is my voice audible actually? I'm not using device today, Bluetooth device. Online, can someone reply?
Sir, yes, sir, it's audible.
Okay. That's about the join between invoice and payment. So next step is here also creating accounting is required. Create accounting. Earlier also we have done, right? Accounting, this accounting information. So two times we have to do after invoice once, after making a payment once. Okay. Now go to actions. So as of now, it is unprocessed state. We can do a create accounting final. We can put on hold also. There is a hold option here. This is called a void. Void means putting payment on hold. If any discrepancy in the items delivery or if you take any decision, so you need to keep on hold your payment. These are all the reasons here behind that. Why are you putting, if your project is on hold, there are so many reasons. Okay, go through all this. PO has not been approved, this kind of thing. So void means putting payment on hold. If you say void, it will throw error. See, caution it is. Voiding a payment cannot be undone. Choose OK to void or choose cancel to return to the payments window without voiding the payments. So I don't want to void this. That's why I'm clicking on cancel. Actions. Then what next? Create accounting. Final. Okay. Accounting has been successfully created for this transaction. Like earlier, what you have to do? We have to check view accounting. Now, these are all the accounting class. Debit account is cash clearance, and liability has become a debit account. Cash clearance has a credit account. Okay. DR is what it is? Liability. Earlier it was credit. Earlier in the sense, previous step. See, now it has become a debit. It is. Go to about this page, business component reference details, any one of the view. You can see tables here, AE headers, lines, ledgers. These are all the tables. Same tables, whatever we copied earlier, the same tables will affect here also. Now next is final step in this P2P, that is transfer to GL. To transfer to the GL, we have to go to view, requests, submit a new request, single request, and then there is a program here, transfer general entries to the GL. With the help of the create accounting also we can do. Both are okay. Is an operations. Today's date we have to enter. Posting later we'll see. This is the final step. Just hold on, guys. Server not accepting. This is the final step in P2P. Meantime, if you have any open doubts, please let me know. Go to view requests. I think it's already submitted. Okay. The program name is here. Transfer journal entries to the GL. This is the program we submitted just before. You can go to this program and it will internally call the journal import and verify the journal import status like this. And your batch status is success here. It is successfully transferred. And this is the batch name. Take this without space. Okay, there's a batch in this particular month. And these are all total amounts, debits, credits, everything. You can go to general ledger. Inquiry. Click on inquiry, journal, then batch name, find. There are two entries here. Okay, one is related to invoice, other one is related to payment. In AP only we have performed two things. One is invoice, other one is payment. And this information is available into GLJ batches. Then if you go in detail little, like review general, this is header portion, then GLJ headers. These are all lines. After posting, there is another table will come, that is GL balances it is. GLJ batches, J header, GLJ lines. And posting we have to do here. Posting. For posting, we can go to journals and then post. Batch name. Same batch, whatever you copied earlier. This batch. It will come as a together. Select this and then post it. Once you post it, it will become a posted. That posting status, where can you see here is again you have to go to inquiry journal. Click on this batch and find. It is just selected for posting, still it is running. If you go and verify here, it's still running. You may get some secondary ledger related issue if it is not set up properly. Right now it's okay. You requery, you will be able to see that status posted. So this is the final step in P2P. And after posting, you can see into GL balances it is. There's one more table, that is balances. Here is a place based on the period name it is. Period name, currency code, or ledger ID. You can take here where ledger ID. First, take batches. So name we have to take. Okay. JE batch ID. This is an actual flag, balances, all the amounts you can see here only. GLJE headers. Here, batch ID somewhere you can see as a join here. You can see all the columns here, whatever you wanted. When it is imported, the description, total amount, running total, debit, credit, all the information you can see in this. Okay. Now, GLJE lines. So here is a place, there is a JE header ID, that is a join between these two tables. So these are all the straightforward information directly you can take from this particular tables. These are all not required. And two information here there, right? GL link ID, GL link table. If you import from payables or receivable or fixed assets or any other modules, these two are the important columns. And these two columns will be available into GL import references also. There is another table, import references. So here also we can see columns, these two columns. Okay. And now we need to combine all the tables from AP, SLA, GL. Okay, all the tables we have to combine. From AP, I told you yesterday, there are three tables here. That is AP invoices all, AP invoice lines all, and AP invoice distributions all. These are all the three tables. And for subledger accounting, how many tables are there here? These are all the tables. Okay. And for GL, these are all the tables. Batches not required. GLJ headers, lines required. And one more is GL balances. Another one is GL import references. These many tables we have to combine. If you want to combine AP, SLA, GL completely, this is called as a backtracking also. Why backtracking is required is, if you are facing some issue in the general entry, then you need to go to SLA to AP. This belongs to which number, which AP invoice number. It's really required, this backtracking. You should know the exact joins here. I'll give you the query. It will be available straight away. You can copy paste. And then, but you need to know exactly which tables you have to combine. Yeah, this you can take. You don't need to develop from scratch all this because you know the giants also. I'll copy into Word document. will come back from GL. Okay. From GL, just I'll highlight with a color. GL, this one. Okay. GIR stands for, I told you the table name here, that is GIR stands for what is GL import references. This is the first step. From GL we are coming back, and the join condition. You can mark this one. This is the first step. Now XAL stands for XLA AE lines. So with that XLA AE lines, what we are doing with the XLA AE headers, AE header ID. This is the one. Okay, this is a second join. Second one it is. Now XLA headers, XLA lines, you can see somewhere. These two tables I'm talking about. The second level it is. Now next step is what it is. We are coming back, guys, from GL to AP. With XAH, what are the joins? Just check this one. XT, XLA transaction entities. Event ID right now not needed. Okay. Sorry, we will give other color so that you can remember. It's not visible properly. Is that okay? Sorry. Now the next step is XLA AE. This one, right? This is the fourth one. Now from XLA transaction entities to AP invoices all. This is another join. This is the final join it is. Overall 4 levels you have to come back here. Just check the colors, you can come to know. So first is what it is. You are coming back from GL. From GL, which table we have to use? GIR means GL import references. The next is XLAE header lines. After that, XLAE headers. From XLA headers to what is another join, that is XLA TE means XLA transaction entities. And finally, final table is invoice ID. Invoice ID from AP invoice one, that is equivalent to source ID into one it is. This is the column, source ID into one. Clear? If someone asks you like what is the link between AP, SLA, GL, what's your answer, guys? I'll type it. One level is what it is. First level is from GL import references. Table we have to make a join. Second level is what is XLA AE headers. Headers are lines. You just check in the code or what document. Which one we highlighted here. So from GL import references to XLA AE lines it is. Then after that, AE headers. Okay. XLA AE lines. That is the second level. Third level join it is what it is. XLA AE headers. And one more, fourth level, that is XLA transaction entities, correct? And finally, fifth level it is AP invoices all. Overall 5 joins required for backtracking. If you face any issue, then definitely you have to go like this only. So from GL import references, what is the column name? And from XLA lines, what is the column name to make a join? These are all you need to remember only. So first, tell me from GL import references, what is the column name? 2 columns, not only 1 column. One is GLSL link ID, other one is GLSL link table. 2 columns we have to add, not one, both combination. Now next is from XLA lines, what is the column name? Column name is GLSL link ID is the one thing, and other one is what it is, AE header ID. Now from XLA headers, what is the primary key? That is AE header ID only. Now with that, how we can map a join with the entity? There is a entity ID. With the transaction entities, obviously entity ID only. And finally, with the AP invoices, all what is the join? That is yes, source ID into one it is. I hope you are okay with this query. You know it to develop, but you have to understand this. Now take this query and execute this query. Go to Toad. What's your invoice ID? AP invoices all, where invoice number is equivalent to 4444. This is the invoice ID. For every invoice number, one invoice ID will be there to make a join. Before executing, we have to see how the filter conditions are given. Yeah, nothing. Correct. So this is the way we can see that it has given the complete information of your invoice and when it is created, what is the amount, and what are the accounting entries. These are all tax related, non-recoverable tax related, and how the payment is happened, what is the vendor name, complete information you can see. This is a very good query actually. Okay. The query is what it is. AP to SLA, SLA to the GL, link query. Only these levels you need to remember. So P2P cycle is over, guys. Revision is there that maybe we'll revise in the next class, or else you try to finish all this. If still require, we'll revise. Any queries, guys? Online? Manisha? Jyoti? Are you following regularly? Rafi?
Yes, sir.
Major portion is P2P O2C only, major portion. So focus more. It will take time for you. Revise multiple times. Minimum 5 times you have to practice all this. So I'm closing the session, guys. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Any questions, Ram Prasad? Lakshmi?